Welcome to Ostriv, the 18th century city builder. Start a new game, and we're going to go for this map on the top left hand side and maybe get through them all eventually, and I'll show you how to do everything, build a fantastic city. We start off in this map. Quite a nice river down here that we can start building in. And we start off by just laying down our initial camp. Now in this camp we've got the tents around the outside where everyone's living in temporarily for now. In the centre we've got our kind of like our town hall where everyone's sort of the mayor is and the builders. We've got our cart park here, and this is where we're storing all our goods for now. 10 iron, 1600 nails and 12 thatch. Thatch and nails are used for building the houses. There's stuff you've got to do to start with. Mainly this, you must place your forestry down first. You've only got enough wood to build this really straight away. So if you build anything else before the forestry, you then get a bit stuck. And we've got some building materials to start off with around the camp. There's some wood here next to this tent. 100 wood, it's a resource stack. And if you have a look at the forestry, it takes 74 wood, so you can't really build anything else before, unless it's like worth 26 wood, which I don't think a lot of things can be built for that. Okay, we've got our guys starting to load the resources onto the wagon, and they'll deliver all the building materials to that building site now. What we need to do is get everyone housed by winter, and there are 9 tents there. And if we have a look at what it costs to build a house, it's 50 wood, 100 nails, 3 thatch and 10 clay. So that's what we need to build. Firstly, a clay pit, and you can put that anywhere you like. Once you've built a clay pit, you can't demolish it, so it's there forever. So make sure you're happy where you put it. Quite often if you're wanting to align buildings, you can go up onto this sort of bird's eye view, put them down. You can never align them perfectly, that's part of the beauty of this game. Got a clay pit there for the clay resource, and you can see here it's got an unlimited amount, the 2 zeros next to each other, the infinity sign. And what else do we need? So we've got wood in our forestry building, clay from our clay pit, nails, we've got a certain supply already, so we'll be fine for them for now, and then we need to make thatch. So there's a thatchery we can build. Go into the production buildings and build a thatchery wherever it is down there. So the thatch is stored in the front bit there, in the kind of the fenced off bit. And you want to put the thatchery down where you can see here on the side of the river. It's this material that they collect, it's reeds, and they'll turn it into thatch. So we've got everything laid out now for what we'll need for creating our houses, and we need to lay down 9 houses as a minimum to get our people in for winter, so they don't freeze to death, I guess, in their shabby tents. Although the tents are not so shabby. If we have a really close look at them, look at the detail on that. You can see the creases in the canvas and everything. Beautiful. Don't know what's in these barrels and containers. Hadn't quite noticed them before. This is a well. This is where they get their water, and it fills up all the way to 10 buckets, and it's down there at 3.74. So we'll need wells eventually, and I'll speed up the game. Now we've got stuff to build. Let's lay down some houses. So you can press R and T to rotate, and if you kind of bash your or hover your intended building over another one, you can see that there's a little green entrance there, and that helps to sort of identify which sort of orientation you need it on. There are kind of lines going down as well, so you can kind of align things. You can put some houses down here, I think. Yeah, we'll start off here. And if you press down Shift, you can lay down your houses, and then it keeps another one for you to then build. So we've got one there. Let's do a row of like 9 or something. Ah, forestry's just been built. Quite hard getting the alignment on these houses. We put down 3 houses so far, but we will employ some workers straight away in the forestry so we can get our resources coming in. It'll take a while to build the houses, so we can build on that very soon. And see here, they're looking to build the thatchery, but they are short of wood, so very important that we just put everyone we can on the wood collecting. We'll soon build that up. I mean, you can see we've bought in 30 wood already, so that's pretty cool. And they're bringing in firewood as well. We can bring the firewood down a little bit and focus more on the wood for building. There we go, there's our thatchery built, and again, because we need the resources, let's just put full workers on it just to get that thatchery full, and the workers aren't doing anything else at the moment anyway. And actually there's a bit of a funny one in this game where you can hire some businesses will only hire men, some will hire men and women. The thatchery will hire women, and the forestry will only hire men. So it's a good opportunity to just get the women into work. Let's lay some more houses down. Looks like they're building them pretty quick. I think I'm gonna probably end up running into some of these tents, so hopefully we need to... Oh no, we're okay there. Yeah, that tent at the bottom's in the way, but I can do another row here from below, which is nice enough to do anyway. So we'll just build them opposite each other, so that will create a bit of a tunnel, and once people start moving around as well a bit more, you can see paths generate. They just generate on their own. You can see them in camp already, but they'll generate all around town. It's a pretty cool feature. Oh, there's our first house. Fantastic. So one of those tents will disappear. There you go, just on the left-hand side. And we'll see people moving into town. Lay a few more houses down, so we've got all 9. You can vary the width of the houses. Look, you can make them bigger or smaller. I'm just making them smaller for the space, fit more in. It's an incredibly detailed game. We'll run through some of the features as well. I'm just going to count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've put 10 down. We can pause 1 because we only need 9 to begin with, and it may not be worth building that 10th one yet because you do need to have other things in place, which we can show you as well when we get to. But I'm mainly a food supply. So if you see here where the migration status is here, for people to move into your city, new people that is, you need a good water supply, a market, and additional housing. So we've got no market, and then it'll say you need more food, and so yeah, we need to improve things a little bit before we can attract people, but not too much. It's pretty simple to initially get people in. We'll lay down a well there as well, right next to the houses. So they've got an easy water supply. And the other thing that's pretty cool in this game is that the decorations look pretty good. Let's show you some of those. So we can have an archway going into our development here. You can see the paths are starting to form, but we need a little bit more going on before they become really visible. The only thing with these fences, they're a bit hard to see. You can't really see what they are, what their design is. It'd be nice to get a fence to match these houses, and what you can do is block off the sideways of the arch to force people to go through. Let's just try this fence. It doesn't matter too much if it doesn't match. Oh yeah, there we go, it does match. And we'll do the other side. There we go. So yeah, they'll be forced to go through that arch. Very nice. Put a couple of trees down. The trees are pretty cool as well. This is what it will look like once it grows. Put it down there, but they have to plant it and it has to grow, which is a really nice touch. We'll put one on the other side as well. We can continue with the decorations in a little while, but I'll just have a look at where we are so far. So we're getting rid of 3 tents now. We've got Yeah, 3 families moving in, and look at all the supplies that they come with. So they've got potato, dried fish, sunflower oil, milk, sallow, plenty of drinking water, some flour there. They've all got the same sort of stuff. Once they use up their resources, it'll be, well, our responsibility to provide for them. It'll be quite a while till they get that variation back in their diet, I'm afraid to say, but we'll do our best. Plenty of builders, plenty of thatch. We're on full thatch, and we're on full wood. Now, the interesting thing actually about these buildings is that they can only hold a certain amount of materials, so they can only really hold like 200 wood. We've set the limit as 100 firewood, but it could be 200. And look, they're idle, they've got nothing to do at the moment because we still need to use the wood. And there's a great way to store stuff and keep everyone productive, which I'll show you very soon. Okay, so getting through our houses. Once the houses have done, we'll need some food for sure. I'm just going to lay down fishing dock and a boatyard. Uneven terrain. Got to find somewhere where they'll fit. Oh, they'll fit up here. Just get that as close to our settlement as possible. So that's a fishing dock, but you do need to build a boatyard first. Just put a boatyard next to it. The boatyard will obviously build the boats that then they can use to fish on. So I've just moved the priority queue up here, so the boatyard's first. It's pretty cool priority queue. You can just pick them up and drop them anywhere you like if you change your mind about what order they need to go in. It's a nice way of managing the production. Building our 5th house. Let's have a close-up look. It's really quite detailed how they build that process. You can see almost every single part of the structure go in. Fireplace in the middle. Clay is going on the walls on the outside, and then all the wood's being used on the structure, and then the thatch comes along for the roof. There's a bit more clay there, I think. Yep, 2 pots of clay. Finish off the walls. And there's our home built. Not quite, actually. There we go. That's it complete. I'll just put could put an archway on this end, I guess. Or I could extend it a bit further. Probably extend that a bit further with a few more houses before I put an archway on the other end. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses, another 4 to go. Then we've got our first objective will be completed then, and that's to get all the families housed by winter. And our objective's up here in the top left corner. Build houses for all families in the camp before winter comes. Once they're in there, we'll be building our fishing dock and our boathouse to build the boats. And after that, actually, we could do with a little bit more water, really. We'll build another well. Put the well down there. So once our wells are built, we'll satisfy our migration status here, where it says water supply is poor. And once we've built our fishing dock and we've got fish coming in, we can build a market, and the market is where you can sell the goods. And in fact, I can put it down to show you. Just thinking about where I can place it. Place the market up here. Just rotate that round. I'll hover it into something else to see where the entrance ways are. There we go. And we'll just put that just outside of town, so people can get right in there. You can put a worker on there and then select what you want to sell from the market. We'll be selling fish and firewood. In fact, we can do firewood straight away. It just means they wouldn't have to walk all the way up to the forestry building there. Let's just hire someone, because we've got plenty of women for now. We'll just put one female worker there on the thatchery. Should be enough to maintain the thatch, and one female worker there on the market. And interestingly, if you look at the resource supply on the market, you can enable things like labour by hands and labour by cart. Just means that if they need to bring a lot of stuff there, then they can be helped out. It doesn't just have to be the worker. We've got 6 houses built, and we've just got 3 more tents to go. 3 more families to house, and then we'll be right on our way. A bit more water there coming in, and people are sitting by the campfire. We can't actually build a campfire from scratch. It's not in any of the options to build another house. But what we can do is build some benches. Now, benches I think are needed because people have to rest. So we look in the decoration feature, and here's the bench down here. Just rotate that round. You can see which way it goes by just looking at it. And press that shift button to enable you to keep pressing down loads. Benches are free, and look, people have sat down straight away, so yeah, these are needed. And we'll just put one outside every single house on this side so that we can hear it. Ooh, that's some interesting music. I think it's construction that I can hear. Ah, yeah. Here we go. Music's paused for a while, and then we just heard banging while they're putting up the structure. And lots of people sitting down now in front of the houses, taking a rest. No information about the bench. So having a rest there, we could put a bench outside the clay pit. People might need to take a rest after hauling a load of clay around. Can dot these around maybe. Just put one down there. One outside the forestry. Working hard. Bringing all that lumber in. Here we go, another house built. They'll be going on to building the fishing dock and the boathouse soon, which is cool. We need that food coming in as soon as possible, really. And something else we need to do, once this camp is disbanded, we can take things apart. But see these carts, the green sort of, I don't know, like energy band below them. When that gets to 0 and it's just all black, it will need repairing. You won't be able to use it anymore, and everything will kind of grind to a halt without carts. Carts help us to move quite a lot of goods quite quickly, so it's really important to have. And also we're going to be running out of nails soon as well, so we'll need to build a smithy. That's really important. Smithy will make the nails, and Smithy also makes metal parts for the repair of the carts. And the smithy, actually, something really important. Should have probably already put down by now, is charcoal piles. So could have been just filling those already, but they're quick enough to work. Lay down a couple of charcoal piles. That normally is everything you need, and straight away they're putting some firewood in there. And then that will burn down into charcoal. Look, everyone's getting onto it, because we've still got plenty of jobs for people to do. Ah, there we go, there's our last family moving in. And no more tents around, which means we can expand our housing out a bit further as well, because that tent's no longer in the way. We're going to be building a well soon. Yep, that's underway and actually about to be built. You can see here up in the queue the progress bar just below it. It's halfway through, and then now it's built. There we go. Okay, great. We've got a nice localised supply of water, so we can get rid of that well that's kind of like in the middle of nowhere. We can get rid of this campfire. I'll just demolish that, get rid of it, because it'll just be in the way. It would be quite nice if we could just like relocate it somewhere we wanted. We'll keep the cart parking for now, because we don't have anywhere to put the carts, but what we will do is build some cart parking. And again, the entrance there just needs spinning around. We'll just build it there for now. And this cart parking will be able to hold 4 carts, but the temporary one we have up here has just got 3, so we'll be able to build another cart and then relocate those carts over to here. I'll show you that process when we come to it. Look, these guys are needing water, but they can go straight to that well for the water. Looks like there's been an initial rush on that well. It's a bit low, so it's a good job we're building another one. It's in the queue. Look, we are building a boatyard. Cool. Right, let's okay, we're going to need our fishing dock to be built before we can possibly start building any boats, and that's because we need to actually order the boats from the fishing dock, so we'll keep a close eye on that for when it's built, and then we just have the smithy really as the main structure to build after that. So we need to lay down some more buildings. This is going very quickly. The next kind of critical building, I think, is carpentry to repair the carts, keep everything running. Is that level? You can go right up to the bird's eye to see if it's level. Oh, that doesn't look so. I guess you can drive yourself mad trying to get it spot on, but it's nice to get it close. Everything will look a bit wiggly though once it's done. Who knows where everything will end up, but anyway. Okay, 120 nails. Have we got enough nails to build our smithy is the question. Yeah, we should do. 154 left, maybe just about. Should have probably built the smithy first. 112 nails for the smithy. 112. Yeah, and we've got 154. Cool. Just. See the fishing dock being built. They're building the jetty there. See that one get built, putting up the posts and the pillars. Incredibly detailed, this game, and once you start getting into the economics of it all and moving the workers around, it's very, very detailed indeed. There we go, fishing dock finished, and we'll employ. Right, so what I've done here is just I've clicked the plus sign on boats. We'll have 3 boats ordered from the boatyard. We're hiring someone to the boatyard, and we don't need to hire anyone yet. And we just need two workers there. In fact, yeah, you have to have 2 people to carry a tree. But we'll get rid of some builders now. We'll just go down to 2 builders, and we've got someone now employed at the boatyard. So I had to take people off other jobs to free them up for this work. And once he's built a boat, we'll hire a fisherman so they can get straight out once they get the boat. And we've got pretty much all the goods we need to build the smithy, and we'll get that one up and running straight away because we'll be incredibly low on nails. We'll start selling fish there as well, because once it comes in they can deliver it straight to the market, and we can start building stuff up. Housing available 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wonder why it's saying 1 housing available. That's interesting. So that house is vacant, but we did start off with 9 tents, so I'm not entirely sure what's happened to one of the families. It's a bit of a mystery. Maybe there are enough people just to move into 8. How strange. That one's being demolished. So we just need the smithy and the carpentry to be built, and then we've got all the kind of the very most basic services that we need to start our community. And looking into the future, we can build a farm around here, I think, and maybe another one up here. Cows. We're going to get some cows in. It's good to get cows in as soon as possible because they take a long time to grow, and you can actually get cows in quite quickly because they just need hay and water. We need to build a trading post so that we can trade to get the cows in. That'll be important. And also we need a town hall so we can manage our economy, and actually getting a town hall as soon as possible is very important because the economy is quite a tricky beast. And if you look under the government tab, there's the town hall. So let's place it down up here next to the carpentry. we go. And we've gone into winter actually, so we can't fish in winter. Our boat's ready, so that's pretty cool. I don't believe our boat worker can function in the winter either, so let's just unemploy him. Now, a way of really maximising your resources, really, your resource collection, because you've got to do a lot of changing around with jobs, you don't always have enough people to do everything that you want to be doing, is very important to build a warehouse right next to where your wood is. So they've got no distance whatsoever. I almost feel like that's kind of joined up there, like it was made to fit. Build a warehouse there, so we can put more wood into the warehouse and just keep bringing it in, because at the moment they've stopped there. Really, they've stopped working. We can put more builders on. Let's go full build. There we go. And let's just get building stuff, because we can't do any fishing. And actually, if you have a look at the fishing, it only allows you to hire men. And also with the boatyard, you can only hire men for the fishing area. Best to hire women for the thatchery. Only men for the forestry, and only men for the smithy. So it's very set in its ways in terms of the what would have been sort of culturally done at the time, or what we think was culturally done at the time, which is fine. It's got to work around that. Interesting dynamic for the game. It's an extra challenge. Plenty of charcoal for the smithy. There we go. It's been built, and we'll hire 2 workers straight away. And we'll get them pumping out nails, because I think that might be what's it will certainly be holding everything else up. Yeah, look here, we're trying to build a cart park, but there's no nails. But we've got plenty of people working now in all the different areas. Looking pretty good. Okay. So we have a look at some of the other buildings that we can be building in the future. Under the religion tab, you've got a burial plot and a small chapel. Under health, we don't have anything yet, but remember this is not a fully released game yet, still in production. Ooh, we've built our cart parking. Now let me show you how to move the carts over. So you just click on the picture of the cart, and there you see the blue dotted line moving. You just drag it onto that cart park. So we'll do the same with the others. 1, 2, 3. They're all being relocated. And also I can click that plus sign and order another cart. So we're going to have 4 carts, and I can get rid of this this cart park once everything's relocated, and that's just 1 more to go. There we go. We're demolishing that. That's gone. Okay, didn't take anyone to demolish that. Sometimes buildings, when you demolish them, are taken back into their constituent parts and you get the resources to use elsewhere. Just starting on our carpentry, and actually if you have a look at these carts, they're very nearly at the end of their life, so that's perfect timing for the carpenter to then fix them as they go down. This one on the left will break first, and here we've got 5 iron in storage. That's all for that storage tent. And our camp centre can be replaced once we've built our town hall. So we're going in the right direction, and everything's looking pretty good. We can move our house to the end of the row and just activate it. I'll activate it for now, but we will need fish actually, which will start in the next season. We're in January at the moment. And the new season starts around March, April, I think. Your carts are wearing out. Build a carpentry to repair them, it says in the top left-hand corner. Well, yes sirree. Let's do that. Watch them build this carpentry. It's beautiful the way the buildings go up. Huge amount of detail. There we go. We are in business. Let's get rid of a builder, and that should gain us a carpenter. There we go. We've got plenty of nails, we've got a few metal parts, and we've got plenty of iron there. We've got 5 iron there at the smithy and 4.64 iron here, so that will gradually empty out. And we're working on the town centre now, the town hall. Once the town hall's done, we can really gain control of our economy, because we started off with 1,000 of whatever the currency is, and we've now got 771. So I've got a way of really just stopping that in its tracks and giving us a bit of an advantage, really. So look out for that. It may be a bit of a surprising tactic, but a good one to use. And I think that's a fantastic place to stop for the first episode. When we come back, we will be building all sorts of additional stuff. We're going to be getting into cows, build a cow shed, trading post first though, because we'll need to trade for the cows, and farms and all sorts of other stuff. There's a huge amount left to build, and I look forward to expanding the town with you.